6:45. This is the Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation. Here is the news edited by Lal Malavarachi and read by J. Yogaraj. First, the headlines. The Prime Minister met Sri Lankans in Italy. The Foreign Minister assures the country's strong and continued cooperation with the UNHRC and the United Nations mandated human rights system. The President instructs ministers to recruit 53,000 trainee graduates to public institutions within 3 months. Only 9 countries are ahead of Sri Lanka in the vaccination drive. Satosa sells turmeric powder at reasonable prices from tomorrow. The quarantine curfew is expected to be lifted next week. News overseas. Haiti PM Ariel Henry banned from leaving country amid murder inquiry. In sports, South Africa whitewashed Sri Lanka in the T20 series. And those are the headlines. Prime Minister Mahinda Rajapaksa visited Bologna, Italy to address the G20 Interfaith Forum yesterday, met Sri Lankans domiciled in Bologna and several other Italian cities. The Prime Minister listened attentively to their problems and grievances and instructed Foreign Minister Professor G.L. Pires to resolve those issues with the cooperation of Italian authorities. They expressed gratitude to the Premier for taking measures to open a Sri Lankan Consular General office in the city of Milan. Many Sri Lankans living in Italy over decades have pledged to come back to the motherland and to serve the country. Prime Minister Mahinda Rajapaksa will meet some heads of states and top diplomatic officials in the next few days. Foreign Minister Professor G.L. Pires says the Sri Lankan government rejects the proposal for any external initiatives perpetually established by Resolution 46/1, while domestic processes are vigorously addressing the relevant matters. Virtually addressing the UNHRC 48th regular session yesterday, the minister pointed out that external initiatives embarked upon without the cooperation of the country concerned cannot achieve their stated goals and will not subject to politicization. The resources expended on this initiative are unwarranted, especially when they are urgently needed for humanitarian and other constructive purposes in many parts of the world, he stressed. Under the current and pressing challenges of the COVID-19 pandemic, Sri Lanka considers it a basic duty of government to ensure the uninterrupted supply of commodities essential to the life of the community, and we are committed to achieving tangible progress on the entire range of issues relating to accountability, reconciliation, human rights, peace and sustainable development, the minister added. He apprised the Council that the Sri Lanka continues to investigate and prosecute the perpetrators of the appalling terrorist attack on Easter Sunday in 2019, complying with the process of law in all respects. The minister also assured the country's strong and continued cooperation with the UNHRC and the United Nations mandated human rights system. And this news comes to you from Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation. 53,000 graduates who are under training will be recruited to public institutions within 3 months. President Gotabaya Rajapaksa has instructed several ministers with the responsibility of employing them. During the cabinet briefing yesterday, Minister Dalasalha Perama said if there are problems related to the payment of 20,000 rupees paid to the graduates, steps will be taken to solve those issues. Co-cabinet spokesman, mass media minister Dalasalha Perama says that half of the Sri Lankan population is fully vaccinated against COVID-19 and it is a great victory achieved by the country. Speaking at the weekly cabinet media briefing held yesterday, Minister Hala Perama said each and every citizen plays a significant role in achieving this victory. Quote, it is fortunate that Sri Lanka is able to be among the 10 on the world map as a country where more than 50% of the population has been vaccinated with the second dose. They are Japan 51%, Malaysia 53%, US 54%, Germany 62%, France 62%, Italy 63%, UK 66%, Canada 69%, and Spain 74%. Unquote. The minister pointed out that most of these countries are G7 countries and 4 of them are vaccine-producing countries. The epidemiology unit of the Health Ministry reported that 2,475 more people were tested positive for COVID-19 in Sri Lanka yesterday, moving the tally of the coronavirus infections confirmed in the country to 490,957. Official data showed that more than 63,700 active cases are currently under medical care. Total recoveries from the virus infection reached 415,649 yesterday, as 1,354 more patients were discharged from medical care. Meanwhile, Sri Lanka registered 136 new COVID-related fatalities confirmed by the Director General of the Health Services on Monday, pushing the official death toll from the virus outbreak in Sri Lanka to 11,567. Lanka Satosa sells turmeric powder at reasonable prices from tomorrow. Accordingly, a 100-gram pack of turmeric powder will be sold at 200 rupees. State Minister Janaka Vakumbura says the turmeric stocks smuggled from India are being sold at a lower price. Illegal hauls seized this year from dinghies in the northern and eastern coast of Sri Lanka will be sold at Satosa outlets, cooperative shops island-wide. The government in December 2019 banned imports of turmeric, claiming to promote local growers. As a result, turmeric, which is sold at around 800 rupees a kilogram, skyrocketed to 6,000 rupees. The country consumes around 7,000 metric tons of turmeric a year. The government expects a harvest of 60,000 metric tons of raw turmeric this year, which when dried will give around 8,000 metric tons. 4 officials of Lanka Satosa have been interdicted over the incident of selling 2 containers with 54,000 kilograms of garlic belonging to Lanka Satosa to a third party without permission. 2 containers carrying 54,000 kilograms of garlic have also been taken into custody in the area of Keravalapitia after they were pilfered from the port. And that's local news.
A mother knows the pain of each member of the family. Siddhalepa, the trusted relief for aches and pains.
An effective therapy for relief from cold, sneezing, flu, headaches, swelling due to toothaches, rheumatic, discomforts, and muscular aches and pains. Siddhalepa, the Vidya Mahatmya in every home.
The main news story is brought to you by Siddhalepa Vidya Mahatmya.
Co-Cabinet spokesman Minister Dr. Ramesh Patiruna says the quarantine curfew is expected to be lifted next week. However, the final decision will be taken by the COVID-19 task force after closely monitoring the situation. At the weekly cabinet briefing held yesterday, Minister Patiruna said the quarantine curfew has helped bring down the number of new COVID-19 cases and fatalities. And that was main news.
The main news story was brought to you by Siddhalepa Vidya Mahatmya. Brush your teeth twice a day for healthy teeth and gums. Supiriviki and Kakulu, your trusted brands in oral care for many years.
Supiriviki Ayurvedic toothpaste for adults. Kakulu Ayurvedic toothpaste for kids. 9 Ayurvedic ingredients of Supiriviki will protect your teeth and strengthen your gums. Supiriviki and Kakulu, products from Siddhalepa.
And now in Watchlight.
In Watchlight, Examinations Commissioner General Sanat Pujita says that about 90% of the applications for the Grade 5 Scholarship Examination have been received. The deadline to send the applications is today. He said about 300 more applications are still to be received, and those can be submitted today. And that was Watchlight.
World News.
In world news headlines, Haiti PM Ariel Henry banned from leaving country amid murder inquiry. Taliban leaders in bus stop at Presidential Palace. Boeing says air travel to return to pre-pandemic levels by 2024. And those are the headlines of the world news. Haiti's Prime Minister Ariel Henry has been banned from leaving the country amid an investigation into his alleged involvement in the assassination of the President Jovenel Moïse. A prosecutor is seeking charges against Mr. Henry, who has been asked to explain his links with the key suspect in the killing, Joseph Felix Badiou. A major row broke out between leaders of the Taliban over the makeup of the group's new government in Afghanistan, senior Taliban officials told BBC. The argument between the group's co-founder Mullah Abdul Ghani and a cabinet member happened at the presidential palace, they said. There have been unconfirmed reports of disagreements with the Taliban's leadership since Mr. Baradar disappeared from public view in recent days. The plane maker Boeing says it expects that it will take another 2.5 years for global aviation to return to pre-pandemic levels. Its vice president of the commercial marketing, Darren Hulse, said the industry recovers to 2019 levels of traffic by the end of 2023, early 2024, and domestic flying would be at the forefront of any recovery. And that's world news. In development news, the new PCR testing laboratory at the Bandaranaike International Airport, Katunayake, will be opened on the 20th of this month. Tourism Minister Prasanna Ranatunga said this will serve for arriving passengers with the aim of providing PCR test results within 3 hours. The lab will offer fast COVID-19 testing with the capacity of doing more than 500 PCR tests per hour and 7,000 PCR tests per day, and results are available in approximately within 3 hours. And that was development news.
Sports news.
South Africa made a clean sweep of a T20 series as they crushed a comprehensive 10-wicket victory over Sri Lanka in the third and final match played at the R. Premdas Stadium in Colombo yesterday. After having restricted Sri Lanka to a modest 120 runs, the Proteas raced to their target in style with the openers Quinton de Kock and Reza Hendricks leading the way by both scoring half centuries. And that was sports news.
A safe, easy and versatile app for all your banking needs. NSB Pay for monetary transactions, bill payments, reloads, credit card payments and Lanka QR transactions. A range of facilities with multiple account registrations. Access to your bank needs wherever you are. Download the NSB Pay app from the Play Store or the App Store for free now. For more information, call your nearest NSB branch or 0112 379 379. Conditions apply.
Business news. Sponsored by National Savings Bank. The safest place for your money.
The weighted average spot exchange rate in the interbank market remained broadly stable in July 2021. Accordingly, Sri Lankan rupee recorded a marginal appreciation of 0.6% against US dollar during the month. During the year up to September 10th, 2021, the rupee recorded a depreciation of 6.8% against the US dollar. And that was business news.
Business news. Sponsored by National Savings Bank. The safest place for your money.
A safe, easy and versatile app for all your banking needs. NSB Pay for monetary transactions, bill payments, reloads, credit card payments and Lanka QR transactions. A range of facilities with multiple account registrations. Access to your bank needs wherever you are.
Economic news. Courtesy of
I bought my daughter a laptop for her work by managing my finances. Whatever the expenses may be, I can't afford to miss out on life's special moments like her birthday or our anniversary. So you need to invest to make your family's future flourish.
Saving money isn't easy when you have responsibilities. That's why we promise to give you the best returns and guarantee on your investment. LOLC Finance Fixed Deposits. Maximize your savings. LOLC Finance PLC, incorporated on the 13th of December 2001, is rated SLA stable by ICRA Lanka Limited and is licensed by the Monetary Board of the Central Bank of Sri Lanka under the Finance Business Act number 42 of 2011.
The deficit in the trade account recorded an expansion on a year-on-year basis in July 2021, according to the central bank, widening on a year-on-year basis to $607 million in July 2021 compared to the deficit of $209 million recorded in July 2020. Earnings from export of goods increased during the month over a year earlier, but expenditure on imports increased at a faster pace, causing the trade deficit to widen for the fifth consecutive month in July 2021. And that was economic news.
Saving money isn't easy when you have responsibility. That's why we promise to give you the best returns and guarantee on your investment. LOLC Finance Fixed Deposits. Maximize your savings. LOLC Finance PLC, incorporated on the 13th of December 2001, is rated SLA stable by ICRA Lanka Limited and is licensed by the Monetary Board of the Central Bank of Sri Lanka under the Finance Business Act number 42 of 2011.
Weather report.
The Met Department says showers or thundershowers will occur at times in Sabaragamuwa, western, central and northwestern provinces and in Galle and Mathura districts. Fairly heavy showers above 75 millimeters can be expected at some places in Sabaragamuwa, western and central provinces and in Galle and Mathura districts. Several spells of showers will occur in the Hambantota district. And to wind up this news broadcast, let's look at the main points once again. The Prime Minister met Sri Lankans in Italy. The Foreign Minister assures the country's strong and continued cooperation with the UNHRC and the United Nations mandated human rights system. The President instructs ministers to recruit 53,000 trainee graduates to public institutions within 3 months. Only 9 countries are ahead of Sri Lanka in the vaccination drive. Satosa sells turmeric powder at reasonable prices from tomorrow. The quarantine curfew is expected to be lifted next week. And with that, we conclude this morning news broadcast of Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation.